to Sew Yellow For Endo. I'm Jess and this is my channel all about sewing, dressmaking and all things stitch related. So we are somehow pretty much at the end of spring and I thought it was a good time to do a little roundup of my spring makes. Now you'll notice this video is going to be a little bit shorter than previous roundups because I've actually not sewn as much this spring as I was going to or as I would usually. For a couple of reasons. Firstly, in March I was very busy doing the Sew Yellow For Endo challenge, so my making probably wasn't as prolific as usual. However, I did make two beautiful yellow dresses which you'll see and I absolutely adore. Also, we moved house and I got my overlocker and I went back to work. Well, I've been at work the whole year, but I literally started going back into the office, which again is cut into my sewing time. So, you're going to see some garments today. I am actually incredibly proud of all of them. Not that I'm not usually, but I really am of these ones. Because although there aren't as many, they represent a significant shift in my technical ability. So I'm going to show you my favourite garment, my most worn, my most technically proficient, and we're going to go through some of the lovely things and I will end up by, doing the usual roundup of things I have learned. So, without further ado, let's get going. So, technically best make. Now, through some bizarre concatenation of circumstance, every single garment I want to talk to you about is in the wash. And as we are about to go up to Scotland for a funeral, I can't film this when they're all dry and lovely, so I've put them on screen. My favourite and technically best make is my new Emea shirt. And I made that literally last week, but I love it. I love everything about it. And you know what's even better? There is not a single loose thread on it. Genuinely, there is not a raw edge in sight. I'm so proud of how it's turned out. I'm proud not only of the construction of it, but also because I didn't have to look anything up to do the construction. I used my overlocker, I used French seams, I used my new rolled hem foot, I used everything available to me and I'm really chuffed. Plus, it is hands down the best bias binding I've ever done, ever. Like, it looks so good. It's so floaty, very comfortable, and I wore it to work on Monday, hence why it's in the wash. And honestly, I was so comfortable like all day, and it looked really professional. The fabric was from Felicity Fabrics, and it was the bottle green Dotty About Dots viscose, and that was a joy to work with actually. I've had issue with a couple of other Lady Mackerel fabrics washing really badly, but that one seems to have washed well, and it seems to, have created a lovely floaty garment, so I'm really chuffed with it. And I remember to put a label in it. How cool is that? So I've introduced a new category to this video, which is most practical make, and there are actually quite a few contenders for this season. I could have had my yoga leggings made recently, which I have already worn to teach twice, and I've done a few dance classes in, and they are genuinely the most comfortable things in the world. But the title had to be taken by my wonderful Heyday Dungarees. The patterns by Waves and Wild, used to be made by Jack's mum. And they are so comfortable. Honestly, I used a caramel cotton twill, like a lightweight one from Rainbow Fabrics Kilburn. There is a sew along for them. And I made them because I wanted a fun garment to move house in. I wanted something with a lot of pockets that I could move furniture around in without having to worry. And genuinely, they fit all of that. There are 5 pockets on those things, which is 5 more than any other garment I own. And yeah, they're so comfortable. I was a bit worried in terms of height, but actually they're very adaptable. I lengthened the bodice on it to accommodate bust, and I shortened the legs as well so that I wouldn't have to roll them up a lot. I rolled them up a little bit anyway, but I've definitely found already that they are just such a comfy thing to throw on, and they fit my body really well. So I 100% recommend that pattern. Also, it's a very, very easy sew. Like, if I hadn't been filming it, I probably could have done it in a couple of hours. It wouldn't have taken long. So yeah, I definitely recommend it, and it is by far the most practical thing I've made this year. So we're on to my favourite make, and now this was hard because I've loved everything I've made, but my hands down favourite, even though my Elodie dress really did, it was running close neck and neck with my Elodie, however it pulled out just in front, and that is my Great British Sewing Bee fit and flare dress that I made in a mauve linen viscose mix, and I love it because it makes me feel like a princess when I wear it. I'm so proud of it. Even just looking at it makes me happy. The hem on it is one of the neatest things I've ever done in my life. And I just feel like a princess when I wear it. And honestly, when it comes to favourite, the emotional side wins. It really does. I love that garment. And when I look at it and when I wear it, I'm still astonished that I made it and that I didn't buy it somewhere. So that has been, yeah, it's a really special piece of clothing to me. And also, as I made one of those, the same pattern dresses when I first started sewing, it was awesome to see how far I've come since the first time I made it as well. So I'm really chuffed with that. Plus I love a princess scene, so it's such a win. But yeah, that fabric was from the rag shop, and the pattern is from Sew Your Own Wardrobe, the Great British Sewing Bee book. Again, I have linked the information for that below. You guys will remember me back in the summer sitting down and telling you that I hated finishing seams, and I'm very bad at it. Now, I will be honest, I found joy in finishing seams. I really have, and I think that's for a couple of reasons. Before, I really felt powerless. I felt like no matter what I did, a zigzag, an overcast, whatever, it just kept fraying. The seams would keep fraying and it just felt so pointless. However, now I've discovered 3 techniques really that are making me really enjoy finishing and actually making me really enjoy look at the inside of my garments. Obviously, number 1 is overlocking. I now have an overlocker, and I cannot explain the pure joy of just overlocking seams. It just takes those instant horrible frayed edges, bound, you look inside your garments and they're just beautiful. Plus there's so much comfier to wear when they've not got fraying bits everywhere. The second technique is French seams. And you guys know I discovered those earlier this year and have fallen head over heels in love with that technique. French seams are such a joy to do. I find them very easy, very simple. I barely pin them. I barely pin the fabric. I don't do very much exacting. I know exactly what to do on my sewing machine foot, and I just do them, and they're as quick for me now as regular seams. But when you're finished, there's no raw edge. I love them, especially as I do also sew with a lot of lightweight fabrics. So again, they're ideal for your chiffons and lightweight viscose. They're good for silks, satins, all that kind of stuff. And I will definitely be using them regularly going forward. My final technique, well, it's not a technique, it's more a bit of equipment, is my rolled hem foot. And that is a very recent development. That's the last couple of days, weeks, very recent. But it's incredible. Like, it just takes all of the stress and the faff out of rolled hems. And it makes them so neat, and it actually makes me want to do them. And I know they're not going to be a pain because I have my lovely foot that does them, which is such a dream. If you would like me to do a little video on different sewing machine feet, let me know in the comments below. I'm seriously thinking about it, but I don't know if it's something that's interesting to me only or if it would interest you guys as well. So let me know your thoughts on that one. Just a technical one, but I've sewn with lycra now. It's been something I've wanted to do for years, and I've only just put the courage up to do, and now I'm like, what was I worrying about? I think a lot of people worry about sewing with ultimate stretch fabrics, like really those kind of technical fabrics. A, because they're very expensive, so if you do get it wrong, it's very upsetting for you and your wallet. But also, I think it is a concern because we think of technical garments as being something we can't approach. However, I've now made one pair of yoga leggings. They're not the best things in the world. They've got a lot of visible stitching, but that's okay because I know why now. My threads weren't properly through the tension dials, so that's fine. But I love them. I love wearing them. They're so comfortable, and I feel a new level of confidence in my sewing ability now I've actually sewn with lycra. So I'm going to sew another pair of shorts in the same lycra, and I think a matching sports bra. You definitely need an overlocker to sew lycra. However, if you have lycra and you have an overlocker and you're scared, don't be. My biggest piece of advice as one kind of new lycra sewer to another is to cut off a test bit or find a scrap and continue to test your overlocker stitches until they are right. They shouldn't crack, they should move with the fabric, they should have the same range of motion as the fabric does, and then you sew like that and you'll be absolutely fine. But definitely test your stitches a lot, that's what I've learned. Final thing I've learned actually is I've got to know my wardrobe better. And that's partly through moving house and packing up all my clothes. It's partly through mending things, and we're on day 26 of Me Made May, and I've managed to wear Me Made, I think, all but one day in May so far. It really showed me how many clothes I have, and it made me okay with repeating outfits, which is normal, by the way, and we all need to normalise repeating outfits. But it's also shown me that, you know, I do need a few more smart work tops, like kind of floaty ones like my Maya shirt. I do need some comfy clothes, which I'll be rectifying shortly. I've got a fun sew along planned for June. And I do need to get over my fear in some ways of sewing with denim and sewing with stretch and everything to make clothes that I really want to wear. Because the thing is, I wear a lot of dresses for work. I don't have a corresponding number of tights to go to work in. So at some point, I need to make myself some jeans. I've got the pattern, I've got the fabric, I just haven't built up the courage yet. But this month, and actually this season, getting to know my wardrobe better has helped me figure out what I like wearing, what I don't like wearing, what I like making, what's a bit of a pain. And also it's helped me appreciate the Me Made garments I do have. So thank you all for watching. It's been a bit of a whistle-stop tour because I haven't made that much this spring, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what's been your favourite thing I've made this spring. Let me know if you would like me to do a roundup of some commonly used sewing machine feet, and if you have requests, of course, please message me, or I'll be putting a post to my community tab asking for a bit more information if it's something you guys do want. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, guys.